episode of the Wikid Weekend podcast. My name is Michael Watson. I'm one of your hosts for today. I'm part of Wikid Publishing, and I'm joined today by a couple of the Wikid creators. Welcome, guys. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Jeremy Lott. I'm creator of Movie Men and many other comics to come.
I'm Scott. I'm the creator of the graphic novel series Wrath that is currently on Indiegogo, and we are only 169 shy of reaching our goal. So go check it out. Help us make that happen.
Congratulations, man. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
It's
We're
so
just
cool.
so close wanting to close that deal.
How many days left?
I believe it's 5 now.
Wow, that's amazing. I think you should be able to make that under 5 for 5 days.
Yeah, let's get it funded today, man.
Yeah, that would be nice. A little a little stress off
That'd be
my
awesome,
back there,
wouldn't
having it done.
Yeah.
I bet, yeah. Well, no, that's awesome, man. And how's the art contest been going?
We've got 4 entries so far. That closes tomorrow at midnight for entries. But it's been an impressive display so far. There's some. I really liked that I opened it up for artist interpretation. We've got some very different pieces to look at and consider. Someone commented on how I accidentally posted the pictures as a light side versus dark side look to it. Because we've got 4 so far. One's tranquility, one's happiness, one's kind of anxiety of closed in spaces, and the other one is someone's pensiveness. So it's got that cool light versus dark thing going right now. But still looking for some more entries. I just love getting art, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen those. They look really cool.
Yeah, and the top 4 that Drew and I pick at the close of the campaign will be printed in the back of Wrath.
Cool.
And also, I haven't had too many takers on this too, but we had a special print that we're gonna do. If you back Wrath and submit something to the art contest, you'll get that as part of your package from us for backing Wrath.
Sweet. Maybe I'll have to submit something.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Yeah.
I mean, there's no rules on what you can
One day
submit.
left, man.
Just just be aware that I'm going to post it on 13th at midnight, so tomorrow night. But you can submit whatever you want if you want to draw stick figures, but I will be posting them. So
just be aware that my inner animal likes to play hangman.
Okay.
Guys, I have an entry I'll be showing off later today because I'm actually working with one of my artists for my comics, and so he'll be scanning it later today. But once I put it up, I'll show you guys. It's my inner laziness or my inner nap.
I've seen it. It's pretty good.
I think mine falls in more of the light side category. But yeah, I'm having fun seeing all the entries come in. It's
Indeed.
Yeah.
I was surprised how many nice ones there are. I assumed it was the rage puppy thing. That was my assumption. I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean that was very cool too, because it really fits with the overall theme I have for Wrath, which is kind of a light versus dark side. So the fact that other people are kind of picking up on that, and also reflecting both sides of the coin, so to speak, when given the choice.
You're like,
is very cool.
Feelings, Doug.
No, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I thought the puppy one was especially hilarious.
Oh yeah, Rosalind does good work.
Yeah, those are some cute puppies, man. They're the big flopping tongues and everything.
Yeah, she's definitely going to contribute something further along in the project.
Nice.
So, look forward to that, because she's a fantastic artist.
That's great, man.
Dude.
bit left to go. But how's it been for you to go through your first, or well, I guess not your first campaign, but go through more of this more successful campaign?
It's been a lot more thrilling, a lot more ups than downs. You
Nice.
get that with any campaign, though. But yeah, it is great to be where I'm at. It's awesome to see all the support, and just I know it's going to happen now. So it just feels great. I'm looking to wrap this up and get to the fun creative side of the project because campaigning it can be rather wearing on you.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's a long process, that's for sure.
Definitely.
You know all about that, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I intentionally went with a 60-day thing on Movie Men, and I don't regret it. But it went on for a while, and because people knew they had longer to get money in, they took their good sweet time in some cases, which is fine. But it definitely creates some strain.
Yeah, I could see how that would be. Yeah, it's when I only have those 30 days to get it done. Yeah, it does kind of put a little more sense of urgency on it.
Yeah. Well, plus the thing with Indiegogo is you can extend. So I should have thought, look, I'll do 30 days, and
Okay.
I because you can do up to 60 days, and you can do one extension. So you could do like let's say 45 days with a 15-day extension, or 30 with 30, whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so flexible like that.
Yeah, that's actually one of the benefits of Indiegogo is it's incredibly flexible, and also the user experience is a little easier than Kickstarter in the sense that you pay one and done, you don't have to fill out a survey, things like that.
There's also. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, also if once the project is done, if you're not sending out regular updates every month, Indiegogo will remind people that you're not sending out regular updates. So then they write, "What's going on, man?" So
yeah, so they keep on you about it, huh?
Yeah. So for the consumer, Indiegogo harasses the producer on your behalf, which is great.
Nice.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is,
I have found that I like since I've done this campaign on both Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I emphasize everything that Jeremy said. Just the flexibility. I like the layout better. It's a lot more visually pleasing to the consumer because you can put images on all your tiers, and then there's also the in-demand option that leaves it open as much or as little as you want to until you actually send out printing to give people extra time. Yeah, just a lot more flexibility, a lot more tools to work with than what you get on Kickstarter.
and you also get paid. The payments go in right away. Isn't that right on Indiegogo?
Yes, the backer is billed at the time that they back, where Kickstarter will just kind of earmark it and then collect at the end. So some people get surprised, especially if they put on like a big backing and then they get hit like at the end of the month and they weren't quite expecting it.
Yeah, as a result, you get far more defaults. I mean, you basically don't get defaults in Indiegogo, whereas you do get that with Kickstarter. You go to the end of the campaign, and let's say it was barely. Let's say you had a $1,500 goal and you made $1,600, right? I guarantee you that's not going to be. I mean, regardless of their cut, it's not going to be $1,600 because you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 people that default. Just because it didn't charge them at the time of placing the backing.
I think I just saw that. I feel like I just saw that with a book that was said they had like a huge, like the biggest funder wasn't able to fund because of that. I think. I feel like I just read something about that.
I don't know about that, but I know it can be a problem.
I know. What was it? Bric-a-brac.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they. I guess they had a big funder at the end, and then they defaulted.
Yeah.
So
that happened.
Yeah. So now he's over on Indiegogo trying to make up that lost backer, but it was like a several $1,000s backer. So, yeah, he's still putting that together. So if you guys if you guys like Christmas stories, go check him out. Brick a Brack. It's on Indiegogo. I think the artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. So he's still taking what he got from Kickstarter. So he's trying to, do right by the people that backed him there and pushing forward with the project. But yeah, if you can check it out.
I absolutely will. I'll try to funnel people to that. I didn't realize.
Nice. Yeah. I think he could use this for right now.
I think we have Ebi here now, right?
He's in the chat.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Thanks for letting me know.
Sure.
I'll get him in here.
So yeah, this art contest thing is a really good idea, and I will say that Movie Men, number 2 is going to have an art contest.
Oh, nice! That's excellent, man.
Yeah.
I await.
Welcome you by.
I await the details.
Up, guys?
Morning, Ebi.
Good. Well, it's afternoon for me, but yeah, good morning to you.
So, Ebi, tell us about your. You have another Indiegogo. You just it's like you know.
I have all the Indiegogos in the world. There's not a single Indiegogo I'm not involved in.
What is this new one?
I'm sorry, come again?
What is the new Indiegogo?
Your new.
The new Indiegogo is called SOS, and it's the story of 3 World War II super soldiers of demonic descent, and my dad, who, since they don't age, they are really bored and unemployed and broke, and they decide to open a monster hunting agency in modern day New York City.
Okay.
So how's that? How's that?
That
sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, that sounds. It sounds like it's got a very anime twist to it as well.
Yeah, the characters are definitely very anime. I've tried to merge my style with the more animated style that Chimera Comics wanted me to have. And I don't know, I think it works. So far, I was only able to draw 3 pages because I'm still trying to finish Ironsides Part 2. But yeah, I'm gonna be working in 3 projects at the same time in the upcoming weeks.
I know you're not allowed to say much about Ironsides, but it's close to done.
Yeah, I'm on page 95 right now.
Okay.
So if life doesn't get in the way, as I always say, yeah, it'll be done in around a week tops.
Okay, cool.
How many pages total?
100 pages. 100 pages round.
Okay, cool.
Very nice.
It's a big project.
I think that's got a real. I think that's got a real chance to do better in the second campaign than in the first one, especially if you guys offer reprints of the first campaign. I really am looking forward to Ironsides, catapulting at that point.
Yeah, hopefully it will be more. What was that?
Well,
yeah, guys, you need to cut down on Mexican food. What was that?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
I thought Ebi was firing up one of his miniguns.
I thought it was a rage.
I do not fire miniguns on Saturday. That's a rule.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I think it was a motorcycle.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna complain about background noises. I still remember all the shit show that it was. Me trying to enter the broadcast from a book fair in Bilbao City.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was tragicomic.
Damn, man. Well, hey, congrats on the new Indiegogo. That's exciting, man.
Thank you. So, yeah, the good news is I'm not going to be unemployed in months to come. So
or ever, apparently.
Hopefully.
That's awesome, man. And is that the only new one you have right now, or do you have any others coming out soon?
No, I'm the moment I finish Ironsides Part 2, I'm going to go full me and get extremely busy again. I'm going to be drawing also this little thing called Johnny's Law, which is it's kind of like a more badass, unrealistic take on Ironsides. It's also like a border thriller, but it's more in the vein of a John Woo or even a John Woo movie or an old school Frank Miller comic with ninjas and martial arts and lots of huge ass guns and all that. And that'll be written by Alejandro Garcia, a cold piece on Twitter. Great guy. We got to hang out together on San Antonio when I went there.
Cool.
And yeah, I will be I will be drawing the two projects akimbo as I tend to do. I will be drawing one page a day for each.
Nice, man. Dual wielding. Very
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. Just like my miniguns. That's how I like my comics. One in each hand.
You're gonna be doing 2 pages a day.
Yeah,
What was it?
two comics at the same time.
Okay, so basically you'll be pulling a Doug Tenable.
Yeah, well, you could say so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he gets more sleep than I do, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I remember, you've done 2, maybe even 3 before, and you had the routine of you draw in the morning, you get at least a page done for each, and then you go do your kickboxing right in the afternoon because you're an instructor.
That's pretty much what I do. I draw all the morning, and then I go to the gym and spend my afternoons at the gym. So I only draw and punch people. That's all I do all day long.
Man, those hands must be powerful. All that drawing and punching.
Yeah.
Strong.
Oh yeah, you'd be amazed. My hands are like those Incredible Hulk toy gloves that are on the toy stores.
They look like they're 2 sizes too big for you. And they're green, oddly enough, which is really strange.
Yeah, I had to order an XL size cell phone so I could text my friends because my fingers are like sausages. I can't effectively wield them anymore.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Nah, just kidding. I don't have any friends to send texts to.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear things are moving along with Ironsides, and you got a new book on the scene. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's good to see that people haven't actually lost faith in me. Quite the contrary, actually. I keep getting job offers every day, and I've come to the point that I'm effectively turning down offers, which is something
Really?
that had never happened to me. Yeah, I can. I'm sorry, man. I really want to draw your stuff, but I don't know if you can wait a year. Maybe I can get on with it. But right now, I'm like crazy busy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome, man.
That's good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
good.
it's better than the alternative.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Very
Now
true.
it's just the hassle of which one do I pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that only happens to superstars, right? I mean, they have like 3 or 4 projects to choose from. So if you allow me, my ego is going to get really big right now.
Yeah, you'll float away.
Hey, well, you deserve it, man.
Yeah, man, all that hard work is just paying off for you.
Thanks. Don't worry, I will never become an asshole like the Marvel pros. If I ever become an asshole, please let me know.
Okay, we'll do.
Just troll the shit out of me until I go back to normal.
So okay, I got a quick question for you, man. How come you can't come back to Twitter? Like, Miss Marvel's back. Where's my eBay?
I think the whole thing is because they're Americans and I'm not, so I really don't have any constitutional rights.
Those
I'm a filthy immigrant. I'm not allowed to have an opinion on politics in America.
Curse you! Stay where you're at. We don't want you.
You're a Basque bot.
Yeah, no, I'm a barbarian. I'm not allowed to take part in the politics of the Imperium.
A Basque bot bastard.
So you probably haven't been keeping up on my Wrath project then. If you haven't been on Twitter,
I've been tangentially seeing stuff about it on social media, but no, I can't say I know all the stuff I should know about it.
Okay, we're actually only $169 short of reaching our goal, so we're almost there now.
Cool, congratulations, man!
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Ibai, it hasn't been published yet, but I quoted you your great line about Joaquin Phoenix that you put up on Facebook. So
Which one of those? Because I've been obsessed. I've been
specifically,
obsessing over that movie for like a week now.
you said Joaquin Phoenix is a fucking beast.
He is. Have you
Yeah,
guys seen the movie?
yeah, I
Not
saw
yet.
No,
it.
I haven't yet.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I haven't seen a performance like that in ages.
Yeah,
I was blown away. It was
yeah.
amazing.
There are long scenes
Really?
that in anybody
Yep.
else, anyone else's hands would just be boring, But he could like sit in an apartment doing almost nothing, and it's captivating.
Yeah, I mean the way he does stuff. I mean, I think it's well, it's not all of the trailer, but there's lots of it in the trailer, and you can see just how he walks on, just how he smokes a cigarette, and he has like this. I don't know if it's charisma or swagger or what the hell it is, but it's really magnetic. You can't take your eyes off him.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right about that movie.
Nice,
You know,
man.
just-
I need to see that.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean it's a weird hybrid of it's between a comic book movie and an author's movie, almost like an art school piece, something like that, kind of like a history of violence. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I read the
I've heard of.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's similar because it's based on a comic, but it's not like the usual run of the mill comic book movie. It's completely different, something. It's
Yeah.
completely unexpected, which is what I like about it.
Yeah, no, it was a great movie. I saw it with my kid brother on Tuesday, and it just blew us away.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it right now. Don't waste any more time.
I'm going to see Breaking Bad today, so I'll have to wait for another day. Did you know that they have a Breaking Bad movie out?
It is on Netflix here. It's did they like premiere it on theaters over there?
Yeah, they're premiering in theaters.
Wow.
So I'm going down to the.
I thought it was on Netflix.
It is on
But yeah.
Netflix, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a Netflix original.
Okay,
I
maybe
believe.
it's both.
Oh yeah, I believe it dropped on Netflix and in theaters the same day.
Oh,
But
that's
it's
cool.
only like a 3-day event kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. Maybe it's longer.
Very limited theatrical release then. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
Right? Yeah, I thought
it's 2019. You can choose between watching movies on your TV or your cell phone, or you can go to the theaters and watch them there. The future
Right.
is now, old man.
I mean, Netflix, and that's a big deal for Netflix too, because they were always snubbed from like film festivals and stuff for not having movies in theaters. They're like, oh, that's not a real movie; it's not in theaters. So that's kind of like them moving into that realm almost.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
But yeah, I'll check out Joker. Yeah, I'll check out Joker when I can.
Yeah, I think that was the last movie I was interested in. I don't know what movie is there for me left.
Oh,
It's
Gemini
left
Man.
for me to watch.
You gotta go
Which
see
one?
Gemini Man. Gemini Man, the remake of
Oh
Gemini Man.
the one with Will Smith, who's like a contract killer and he's hired to kill himself, something like that.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
Will Smith's
sounds
character
good.
was played.
I think the problem with that movie is going to be Will Smith. I don't really see him in the part of
So
a hired
really,
killer. If he's Deadshot, if he's
trailer
a
looks pretty cool.
cool contract killer.
They do an interesting thing. Now that the technology is here to make people's faces look like super young, he's facing like a younger version of himself. So the dynamic actually looks kind of interesting. It's like old Will Smith versus young Will Smith.
Okay, yeah, well, it's
So
it's
that alone,
science. It's sci-fi action, and it
sorry, guys.
isn't based on anything. So yeah, I guess I'll go watch it.
So it's like I Am Legend versus Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Me too.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, that's a crossover we didn't know we needed. Oh man. But no, that's interesting. Yeah, there's not too many more movies coming out this year. But
Oh yeah,
Star. What
no,
am I
wait,
talking about?
there's one. There's the Jesus Quintana spin-off from The Big Lebowski. You guys heard about that?
No.
The what?
Oh man, Any Big Lebowski fans in the room?
Eh,
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Apparently, John Turturro is going to direct and star in a Jesus Quintana spin-off.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
that his character?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a
Okay.
trailer. Actually, I think it's the movie. It's finished, but there's only an Italian spoken trailer on YouTube, which is weird. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna see an old Jesus Quintana, like a 60-year-old guy, still doing the same thing he did in The Big Lebowski, go check it out. And I'm going to definitely gonna watch that movie.
Yeah, that's a must.
And I think that's it. After that, the Hollywood, the movie industry can burn to the ground for all I care.
Oh, I'm sure they'll come up with something. There's always some gems in the ashes.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's cool. How about you, Jeremy? What have you been up to lately in terms of comic projects?
Well, there's some stuff I'm kind of
Have you?
developing, and there's some stuff that's almost done. Like I've got the tarot is effectively done. I mean, it's lettered, it's colored. There's a little bit of coloring fixes that need to be done, but they're pretty minor. And then there's two covers, and so one of them needs to be colored. And then the first issue is just in the can, and we got to figure out kind of what to do with that.
Wait, is that your like Condor Man themed one?
There's definitely some takeoffs for Condor Man, absolutely. It's kind of like Condor Man meets Spider Man in a weird way.
Okay.
So then there's a comic called Murder that I was talking about that all the interior art is done. It still needs to be lettered. It still needs a cover. And then there's things like, there's one project that I've got most of the first issue scripted, but it looks like it might take a year for someone to draw it. But that's fine. And then I don't know. I've just been developing other projects. There's a comic store owner that is actually quite a good artist, and I pitched an idea, a comic store owner related title to him, and he's interested. So we'll see how that goes. And like I came up with a story when I was up in Canada the other week. It like accidentally ends up being this like post-apocalyptic cyberpunk story set in after the big earthquake called Find the Heat. So look on that. Oh,
The
and
cyberpunk story.
yeah, and I forgot about this. The biggest one that I'm gonna have designs that I'll put up on either today or early next week on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. There's a project that I'm working on called Captain Badass.
It sells itself with a title. It sells itself.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's the story of this kid who has this character that's like an adult version of himself that he calls Captain Badass, and something happens and he turns into this character, and has to deal with a lot of angry leprechauns.
Oh god. Sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
I've developed a taste for meta style stories lately. Like what was the one that Mark Miller wrote in the mid 2000s, 1985, I think.
Okay.
What?
I don't know if you ever read the miniseries. It's I can't remember exactly how it went, but I think it was a series about a real world kid that get transported into the fictional Marvel universe.
Oh,
it was of course published by Marvel.
I read that. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was drawn by Tommy Lee Edwards, which is an artist that I really like.
Yeah, it was very good art.
Yeah, and Mark Miller, Tommy Lee Edwards, it was worth reading. That was like 2005, 2006, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Jeez. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with that one.
Yeah, I'll have to dig it out of storage.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that, I again, my mind is scattered and went nowhere, but I was trying to say that I've become to really like the meta style stories about like superheroes in the real world who know that they're superheroes or that they're in the real world, and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
no,
I'm trying to think of an example if I can think of any of those kind of stories that I've read.
The Boys. I don't know if you've seen that on Amazon.
No,
Is
I have it on my to watch list right now.
Me
that
too.
is a very good representation of how superpowers would actually corrupt the heroes, and how they would kind of put on this facade that they're good people, but they're really not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was discussing with a friend the other day. He's also Spanish, and he was thinking of starting his own project with his own universe and all that. And I think we reached an agreement that if this happened, if this universe happened, we weren't really going to have any villains. They were all going to be heroes, but they were going to be self-righteous heroes or mistaken heroes or like selfish heroes. Like they don't really want to admit that they're villains. They still dress up and act like heroes, pretty much like
Yeah.
the Homelander and the Boys, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
Because that's pretty much how it goes in the real world. I mean, there's plenty of examples we can think of people think of themselves as heroes, but in reality are villains, right?
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, the Boys really takes it into like, corporate greed takes over, corporations control the heroes, big paychecks are getting signed, um, underhand, under the table deals, just lots of stuff like that that would, ideally happen if people with superpowers started showing up.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to check that out, man, because it's by Garth Ennis, right? The original work.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
it
read
is.
the comics. I mean, I read the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 volumes of the Boys, and I've seen the Amazon show, the first season, and I believe the Amazon show is considerably better than the comics.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
read the
wow.
comics, but the
That's
show
cool.
was
Yeah.
fantastic. I recommend if you like superheroes and that kind of thing, definitely check that out.
I think that's a constant that the
Oh.
adaptations of Garth Ennis's work are better on the screen than on paper, because I just finished watching Preacher, and I gotta say I enjoyed it much more than the comics. And I didn't really dislike the comics, but I think the show is better.
Yeah, I get that too. Like
I'll be right back.
sure,
Right
but
here.
yeah, especially some of the animated features too. Like I really
Can you guys
liked
hear me okay?
Return of the Dark Knight. Frank Miller's, but the animation
Hello?
adaptation.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
But
Can you guys?
sorry, go ahead. So I was saying with the Dark Knight Returns, um, you have that. Have you seen the animation for that, Ebi?
I've seen clips on YouTube. I have the serious intention of buying that thing on YouTube and watching it one day. But yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
it's fantastic. I mean, like Frank Miller's work and his story are great, but for me, it might just be like a personal problem. Like his frame to frame, I kind of get lost sometimes.
Yeah.
And the animation, just like you get that fluid, all the fight and action that you kind of lose a little bit from frame to frame in the comic
Yeah.
book.
As a martial arts buff, I get recommendations on YouTube all the time, and one of them was an MMA fighter reviews the Dark Knight Returns fight scene. The one in which Batman beats the crap out of the mutant leader, and it is very well done for an animated show. Usually American animation doesn't really have all, that their fights aren't really all that good. I mean, the Japanese have much better fights, but this one, yeah, I mean, I think they were able to translate something that Frank Miller probably couldn't on page, because he could describe it to you, but he couldn't really transmit it, and the animation really makes a great job of finally a really good scene. Like almost if it was like a real, like a live action movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about that movie was all the
Hey, real quick.
Good. Hello.
No, it's okay. That's fine.
All right. The only thing I didn't like about that movie was all the like everyone was using like machine guns and they could easily dodge the machine guns. But other than that,
Yeah.
that is a
Well,
great.
that's a constant in Batman cartoons, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
right there in the intro of the animated series from the 90s. The two guys shoot at him, and the guy and Batman just waves under the under the
Yeah.
bullet.
Like what?
I blame Bruce Timm on my unrealistic expectations on dodging bullets. Wait a minute, I didn't dodge that, and now I'm bleeding everywhere.
Do you know what's really funny? You know how they have the yellow circle on some of the Batman uniforms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually heard a very like logical explanation on why that is. Like why he's all black, but there's that big yellow target right there.
Yeah.
The idea is it's intentionally to draw the fire to the protected body armor and away from his head.
Yeah, no, that's what he says in The Dark Knight. Yeah, like I can't bulletproof my face.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I mean, not really, but it does make sense, and I really like it when they try to explain in universe stuff that would be really cumbersome for a fighter in real world, like a cape.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you going around with a cape when it's so easy to grab and they can just throw it over your head and blind you? And apparently, I don't know if it's in the Dark Knight Returns, but they also explain that he uses it to cover his body frame. So while he throws the cape in front of him, and they don't really know where to aim to shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
President,
like in the beginning of Watchmen, you see the superhero whose cape gets caught in the revolving door.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna go? Sorry.
No, President Andrew Jackson would wear this long rules. Would wear this long flowing black coat. That made it really hard for the people who were shooting at him to get a good beat on him, and that's one of the reasons he was so effective at killing people in duels and not dying himself.
I see. It's like that old.
That's pretty cool.
Make yourself look bigger.
Yeah, but like give him a huge target, and not all of it is actually hitting the target, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense. You can always Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what were you saying?
I was just going to say that if you can somehow justify because this is all rule of cool, as they say on TV tropes. I mean, Batman looks like that because he looks cool. It doesn't really have a real explanation outside its universe. But I really like when they try to give it an actual explanation on why he looks like that. I think it shows the love some people have for the character. Frank Miller loves the crap out of Batman.
Oh yeah.
I actually have a coffee table book of how to Batman. Basically, it goes over like all the stuff. Like, how do you drive on two wheels? How do you use a grappling hook? It's got all that stuff. It's pretty funny.
I remember I saw the Batman workout routine on a book, and I think it was in London. And I took a picture really quickly with my cell phone. I took it home, read it, and I was like, nah, bro. there's no way you can have a normal life and then follow this workout routine. But then again, he's Batman, so who knows? I feel fat and lazy now. I feel like I should work out.
But you're hitting the gym every day, right?
6 times a week, not really the gym. I just do like a quick workout routine in my room or whatever.
So
that's better than most.
Yeah, there's that. Do you do a lot of kickboxing these days or not?
I used to go to my dad's gym like once or twice a week because my dad he taught me how to fight, and he has a gym not too far away from where I live.
Yeah.
But I'm so crazy busy that I'm employing every waking hour I have into drawing comics. So what I do is I take 1 hour off and I just work out and I go jogging or I just drop on the floor and do push-ups like crazy. The idea is to make my blood flow for I don't know 30 to 45 minutes every day.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, and especially if you have a sedentary job like a comic book artist or a writer or whatever, you really gotta take care of that because that lifestyle is going to it's gonna fuck you up at some point. Excuse my French.
Accurate though.
Too much work. Screw it. I choose the lazy way.
Well, I can afford to do that because if I've been doomed to work out like crazy my whole life because otherwise I'm gonna look like Jabba the Hutt. I have this, I have this constitution by which I get fat just by drinking a Diet Cola.
Jeez.
What are people gonna
That's funny. Earlier, I accidentally got dropped from the stream earlier. But when we were talking about the boys, I wanted to mention something I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys know this or not. But the show is the guy who a couple different people. The guy who made Supernatural, and then a guy named Eric Kripke, and a little guy named Seth Rogen. That you may have heard of.
Okay.
Yeah, I may have heard of that guy.
Yeah, so Seth Rogen,
I've learned how to
Supernatural,
love
and this other guy made it. Ian Goldberg is his name. But it's crazy thing Seth Rogen is making these awesome comic book TV shows.
Yeah.
It's I think that's just hilarious.
I guess he is a nerd after all.
He is, yeah. He's a huge fan. He did Preacher. He made Preacher first, the TV show for Preacher, and then The Boys. And so it's it's cool to see. Yeah, he actually is a geek. He's into this stuff.
I think I can almost, given his contributions to this point, I can almost forgive him for Green Hornet.
I forgot about Green Hornet.
I gotta admit that I found it funny, especially the performance of the bad guy. Like this, how's this Austrian guy? The guy from Inglourious Basterds. What's his name? Christopher something.
Oh,
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bad guy. I thought he was great in that part.
Yeah, I don't know. The Green Hornet did not do it for me. Let's just say.
Well, you have heard that when he first kind of broke into acting, his agent asked him like, "Oh, who do you want to work with?" And his first reply was like, "I want to be in a Kevin Smith movie." And is like, the agent kind of chuckled a little bit. It's like, "Yeah, that's pretty easy to do."
we can make that work. I think.
I think it's a high bar to clear, but I think we can do it.
I think you just have to drive to the city and buy him a beer and you're in.
Hey, as long as they don't try and go after Wrath for this Jay and Silent Bob thing, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
People always point out it's like a very mild likeness that was not intentional, and I'm not using any of their classic dialogue. You don't hear Jay going snoochie boochies or get in their lunchbox.
That's in the director's cut. That's only for us at Wikid. We've seen it, but you can never see it. That's for Locked Doors only.
Silent Bob saying.
Just hand gesturing, mimicking, give me the bike, pantomiming.
That's hilarious.
I remember the fuck rap from, I think it was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Jay is leaning against the wall on the 7-Eleven and he begins rapping. I don't know how it was in English, but I think I remember the lyrics in Spanish, which I'm not going to sing right now because probably there are children in the house.
Oh, there's so many children. So many children.
I know you Americans are sensitive to the kind of subjects.
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to swear in Spanish.
Oh, good. That's our delicate constitution.
Yeah, Spanish swearing, it's tough.
You're talking about the little riff he does before he goes into Jungle Love.
Oh shit, man! I can't remember. It's like I think it's like a flashback he has to when his mom first abandoned him right before right beside the entrance of the 7-Eleven to buy
Oh, right.
smokes or whatever. And the mom is like swearing all the time, and he picks up on the swear words, and he's been repeating fuck 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 his whole life for like 25 years. He began like saying fuck when he was 18 months old, and he never stopped.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen the or listened to the director's commentary for Clerks, or the making. I think it's maybe the making of Clerks, but Kevin Smith like based the character on Jason Mewes, who he knew growing up, and he gives Jason Mewes the script, and Jason Mewes is like, who the hell says Snoochie Boochie? And Kevin Smith is like,
I don't think Jason Mewes is acting in any scene of the movie. I think he's just being Jason Mewes, according from what
that's the funny thing is Kevin Smith had to explain to Jason Mewes how to be Jason Mewes.
That's pretty good, don't it?
Do you guys hear the sack everything cylindric story of about Jason Mewes that Kevin Smith once told?
No, what is it?
Oh, they were apparently somewhere at a comic book store, and Kevin Smith was hanging out with his friends. Apparently, he was friends with the owner, and suddenly Jason Mewes walks into the store and begins to spontaneously fellating everything that looks like a cylinder, like if that. You know, one of those old arcade things with the controls. He starts fellating the controls. He grabs like a rolled up magazine. He starts fellating the magazine, and he begins to like sack everything off before the horrified look of Kevin Smith and his friends. Like, well, that's Jason Mewes for you. I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah, I remember that he talks about that, and he gets to the buttons of the controllers and he doesn't know what to do. And then he like changes tactics. But he was like, he remembers like he was like, I was just stunned, like, what is this guy doing? And then it finally clicked. He's like, oh, he's just entertaining himself. He doesn't care what everyone else is doing.
I think we both had a similar friend, right? I mean, I can think of at least two friends that I've had that were like that, like completely unhinged, and they were equally dangerous and fun to be around.
Yeah. Those are definitely some interesting people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, Michael, you're working on some stuff. You got a comic that's coming out as part of Wikid magazine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
And how's that
Called
going?
Endemic. It's good, man. It's been really awesome. I'm working with some different artists. Dan over in fellow Spaniard, Dan Garcia.
Okay.
He also lives in Spain as well.
Okay.
I think there's three of us live in Spain.
I went. You know, it seems like there's a lot of good art coming out of Spain. So, then I'm also working with a flatter. Her tag is Anika, and she's out of, I believe, the Philippines.
Yeah.
And then working with Colorist Raven, who has a Kickstarter out called Machi the Lazy Witch. And so it's a zombie comic. It's called Endemic. Surely we've all heard the classic title Pandemic. That one's been used a lot. Yeah. But I thought I wanted to try and take it a little bit different and use the word endemic, which infers that this is an infection that is so prevalent in a particular area that it just cannot be eradicated.
Okay.
Like some third world countries that are just so bad that there's just nothing to be done. And so that represents the theme of the comic, which takes place in a world where a zombie outbreak in our future, say 50 years from now, a zombie outbreak takes over major cities, and they quickly wall off all these major areas and just leave everybody who gets caught inside to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
And the story takes place 20 years after that. Okay. And so it's I call it Walking Dead meets Escape from New York, because basically the gangs and the criminals have taken over control of the walled off areas.
Yeah.
And are running and all the innocent people have to basically try and scrape and survive by themselves, or bow down to these gangs and stuff.
What happened with the zombies?
Well, you could, right, because you would think that they could eradicate, if they wall them off, they could get rid of them, right? That they should be able to kill them all off,
Yeah.
Eventually. But
Yeah.
for some reason, no matter how many zombies they kill and eradicate, there just seems to be more coming, and there's no one who knows why, and so there's a big mystery surrounding why are there more coming, and as well as the emergence of special infected who have like unique characteristics about them. So there's a lot of mystery around the origin of the zombies and why they're still coming. All these years later, after 20 years.
Well, that's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think I really like the story that I've come up with, and it's a fun world to play in because it's like it's a pseudo future world. Like on the outside, everything is normal and it's like super futuristic, and on the inside, it's all run down and stuff. So there's that fun dichotomy.
That's going to be in the Wikid magazine?
Yep. That'll be a new issue every issue of the magazine. We'll get a new part of that. Yeah.
When's the first issue out?
October 28th is the release date for that.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Getting there. Just a few more weeks.
Very cool.
But yeah, I locked it down, so that's the official release date. It's not getting pushed back at this point. That's it for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll definitely hook you guys up.
Yeah, have you gotten the proof back yet on that?
I got a proof. I got the only proof we're gonna do, but that proof copy was a staple. It was like a comic book. What you call it? Not staple bound, but I know there's a term for it.
Saddle stitch or what?
Saddle stitch. Yeah. It's a saddle stitch. But it's so big. It's over 100-page magazine.
Okay.
And so like it was just a little too thick for the saddle stitch that it like the pages started to kind of poof up a little bit. So we're gonna go trade paperback instead. Okay. I think it'll be much more magazine like that way.
All right, square bound, cool.
Exactly.
As a guy who has his shelves really crowded and like comics really compressing one another, I appreciate that format. So thank you.
Oh really? Oh cool. Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I'm excited.
Now I always bring this up because I love the cover for it. Is that going to be a poster? Is that still a possibility?
I think so. Yeah, I don't see why not. Once the magazine comes out, I think we could probably put that up there for a poster. Have you seen it, Ibai, the finalized version?
No, I'm afraid I didn't, and I'm really curious about it.
Yeah, I'll have to show it to you sometime. It's really cool, and we're actually doing it as a wraparound cover on the magazine. So you'll be able to pull it out and get this huge 2-page spread.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm ready for more. More comic book magazines. I actually learned about comic books by reading magazine when I was a kid. There was
really.
Yeah, and there were more magazines than, well, not really, but there used to be a lot more magazines than comic books in the newsstands where I would buy comics. So it was really easy for me to grab a magazine and go through like 3 to 4 different stories, and later on try and catch the whole thing in separate volumes, which is what they will do here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of my first introductions to manga when I was growing up was Shonen Jump.
Yeah, same here. They when they began first publishing Dragon Ball, then Saint Seiya, and when manga became popular, they began publishing the Spanish version of Shonen Jump. There were lots of mangas that weren't being published here at the time, like advertised and serialized there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, no. So it's going well. I'm on our end, and I have I have the first 6 issues already planned out. I'm going to be doing a special. I'm really excited for issue. Well, after issue 2, we're going to be doing a special one-shot issue, which I'm really excited about because it's called Taxi of the Dead, and it's basically my take on a zombie apocalypse mixed with Taxi Driver and Collateral.
Cool.
Yes, I'm super excited about it. It's basically, imagine a guy whose job it is to drive around in the apocalypse and travel safely from place to place.
Yeah, I think
he does this for resources, money, food, etc.
I think that the zombie genre has become so household that it's time to turn it into meta, like superheroes. Again, we need to make like take the zombie genre to the next level and do that kind of stuff.
It's like wait,
You can't just repeat what we see.
Exactly. I mean, not just another zombie apocalypse story.
yeah, I got a good joke. It's like Uber Eats, brains.
Exactly. Nice. Oh, that's a good one. Oh man. Yeah, that's definitely you don't want to get bad service on that one. You know, oh, it ate the wrong brain by mistake. But yeah, so yeah, I'm having fun with it, and can't wait for you guys to see it.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, the magazine in general is freaking cool, man. I mean, we got interviews with Brian Ball and his team from Rags. We
Yeah.
got interview with Weaponized Nerd Rage.
Okay.
We got manga reviews from Dollar Bin Reviews,
Cool.
articles from Cody and Salem,
Cool.
puzzles, 3 comics,
All right.
and a short story.
May I suggest like spicy pictures of the creators? Like, if you want, I can do the first topless shoot.
Well, I've been, we could do the Wikid calendar, holiday calendar.
There you go.
Charity.
There you go.
It's for charity. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I could get naked for any reason. Doesn't have to be charity per
Oh,
se.
really? Nice, nice. It's just a bonus.
I'm European. I
That's
have
just
no
an added
morals
bonus.
whatsoever.
This is true.
Filthy
Oh, so
degenerate.
that's why they left the EU. Now I get it.
That's why I won't get my Twitter account back. I'm not worthy of speaking to Donald Trump, which is apparently the reason why you're going to get your Twitter account back. So you can talk to Donald Trump and tell him how much you hate him.
Lord.
Yeah, I mean that's apparently that's what my friends told me. I mean, apparently since Donald Trump lost that trial, that court thing, apparently he now has to he's unable to block people on Twitter because that would mean he's infringing on their First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
So if Twitter bans you, that means
What?
that Twitter itself is infringing on your First Amendment rights because he's not allowing you to speak to him. So who's that?
Twitter. Yeah.
Jesus,
Did you guys?
Twitter is insane.
I showed this to my mom who she was watching a Trump speech because she does that. She watches speeches by politicians, and I asked her if earlier in the Trump speech where he talked about Biden, and she says no, I just came in and turned it on. And so I took my phone out and I played her the clip where he talked about Biden, and he said, and I quote, he wasn't a very good vice president. He was the only way he was a good vice president is that he was good at kissing Barack Obama's ass, exactly like that. And she about did a spit take. It was wonderful to watch.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about American politics except that I find Donald Trump really entertaining, and I hope he wins another term just to piss people off. I mean, I probably don't agree with him in half of the stuff he says, but I don't care. I just want him to keep pissing people off. But
I'm not a fan of politics in general, man.
yeah, no, I mean, I think politics diminish everything. I mean, we should be above politics. Everyone should be. Everyone's entitled to their opinion and to their political choice, and that should be it. I mean, politics shouldn't permeate anything else.
And I'm a firm believer in what was it? That people in power should be the people who don't want power. That old adage,
Oh
I just
yeah,
don't feel like that happens.
absolutely. I've experienced that myself as a guy who was heavily into social movements like basically the Spanish equivalent of Occupy. Yes, I was there. I was one of them.
Okay.
And then I realized this whole thing is being set up by people whom I know to be assholes because I've gone drinking with them. And I was in this demonstration in Bilbao, and in the biggest city around. And when it finished and we reached, which was basically town square, I see this huge asshole that I know from, he was from my village. We went clubbing together, and I realized, oh shit, this is being organized by one of the biggest assholes that I know. He's just an ego monster who wants to be popular. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, yeah, that's the case. But hey, man, at least we have South Park to give us all the laughs that we need to keep it. Get us
Yes,
through
at least we're not in China. Eh?
Yeah.
Exactly, man.
Well, all
Fuck
right.
the Chinese government, right?
We're basically up against time here. Is that correct? Yeah, I think we are.
Oh yeah, it looks like we are.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
we're-
I want to say something very political. Just gonna have to take it, and here it is: Winnie the Pooh for president.
Winnie the Pooh 2020.
That's right.
I think we need to stop voting for fictional characters.
I don't know. I think maybe it's time we. Oh wait, I get it. But maybe it's time we start. Maybe that's the new thing, man. That's the new normal.
I would vote for Batman.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Ebi.
He's gonna
I mean-
find out where the hell Rachel is. He's gonna get it done.
Where is it?
Where's Rachel?
And he's definitely gonna find. He's definitely gonna find where those other drugs are going.
I probably disagree with him on his gun control policies, but definitely he's going to lower the criminality rate.
That's true.
If someone can, I mean, he can.
He's got a great extradition policy too.
If you can't do it, no one can. Yay!
Vote for Batman. Because he can.
Okay.
Well,
If you guys want to find me on Twitter, it's at Jeremy Lott Diary. Got lots of comic stuff coming up, and that's basically what I do there. So please come take a look.
Yep, and you can follow me at Kishkumen, KYSHKUMEN on Twitter. Go check out Wrath on Indiegogo, especially if you want to see a story about a young man who learns that he can manifest his childhood trauma into a physical form. Only 169, so help me make it happen and get this book out to you.
Nami Bay Canales, I have a weird accent and I piss people off.
And
can anybody follow you still?
No, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and I think someone just opened an account on Twitter because we have to push our most recent Indiegogo campaign at Decimator's Art. I don't know who that can be, but you should probably give him a follow because he talks about all the stuff that I do. Again, he's like my stalker's girlfriend. He knows everything about me. I don't know how's that possible, but
I heard he's also Batman 2020.
Definitely.
Man,
I think we
so
agree
cool.
on a lot of things.
Man, that's so freaking cool. I'm jealous. I wish I was Batman. I wish I was Winnie the Pooh 2020. Damn, great stuff. But yeah, please follow that dude. I'm sure he'll have a lot of updates for us about Ebi's work and all that good shit. Thank you for gracing us, Ebi. I appreciate it.
Oh no, thank you for allowing me to sneak in, like the filthy immigrant that I am.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys.
Hour here. I don't know if Mythoverse guys are coming on. Oh, looks like they will be coming on. So let me get them in here.
All right,
guys.
I'm bound out, guys.
Great talking with you.
Room.
I will see
Take
you
care,
guys.
guys.
Next time.
Bye.
Later. Unless you want to. Oh, nope, he's gone.
Okay,
Hey,
looks like it's just me. I just DM'd Matt on Twitter. What is it?
He said he was going to be here. I thought, but maybe not.
He does that.
Oh yeah, that's Matt for you. What can you do, right? So how's it going, man?
I'll just say this about the politics bit. I got a good quote for that. It's from Tonkasa. Politics is wrestling without the bumps.
Wrestling without the bumps. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. A lot of acting, a lot of drama. You got your heroes, you got your villains. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding about the last part, but no, I kind of see what you mean about it, though.
Yeah, it's just Yeah, and again, it's no surprise I agree with Tonka on a lot of things. But enough about that. Some
Right.
good news is that Dan and Ginger are going over the final edits for Changeling right now.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
That's exciting, dude.
Yeah.
When do you think it'll be done?
Every time I say when I think it's going to be done, it's never done. So I'm just going to say it'll be done when it's done.
Fair enough. That's good. So you guys are making progress.
Yeah, it's yeah, I would say it's like it's 99% done.
Nice. So I bet you're pretty excited to finally have it in your hands.
They're a fashion. I mean, I have to wait for it to come back from the printer first.
Well, yeah, but that's, I mean, like once it's all done through there, I mean, I'm sure you're getting excited.
I know I'm happy that at least get it. At least happy just to see it finished finally. That's just, yeah, that makes me very happy. Yeah.
Nice, man. And then, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna relax finally, or is it straight back to work?
We'll probably take it easy for the rest of the year, but we are gonna skip. But we are gonna roar back to work at the start of the new year.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we are not gonna just rest on our laurels. We are.
I bet you're already planning the next campaign, early stages. I bet.
We've been tossing around ideas. Like I said, we'll probably dive into it a lot more seriously at the start of the new year. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Start fresh.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, that's cool. Other than comic stuff, what have you been up to these days?
About the only other thing I've been up to is just going to work. I just was not.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, it's no secret. Everyone knows I work in retail, and right now we're getting ready for the holiday sale. Although to be honest, I'm actually thinking about trying to see if I can.
Time.
Yeah, you could say that. To be honest, I'm actually trying to see if I can trade up jobs in 2020. Kind of think I kind of
Yeah.
need.
What kind of job would you do?
I don't know. Well, let me put it this way: as long as it's not retail, it's an upgrade as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I worked retail for a while at Office Depot, and man, yeah, it's a pain. What do you hate most about it?
I hate.
I'll tell you for me. Sorry, no, go ahead.
I hate customer service.
Really? Hate to break it to you, man. That ain't gonna change anytime soon.
Here's the thing. Here's the reason why. I hate that, people do not. When you work in retail, people who shop there, they are not cognizant of this. They are not cognizant of this idea. The second someone has to ask you for help when you work retail, your time immediately becomes more valuable than theirs, and they are obligated to not waste it. And 9 times out of 10, they do.
Wait, where did you hear that idea?
It was something that came to me.
That's not how customer service works.
Fuck no.
Customer service
should work. People should be aware.
No, it's not.
I have a job. No, I mean, like, how many of these people most of these people do not seem to be aware that I already have a job to do, and every second I am helping them, their problem is the second I'm not doing that job.
I get that, but at the same time, it is your job to help them. You know, it's like that's part of being in retail. Is and that's, I mean, you have to take that customer service to comics too. You know, you have to be
Yeah,
able to say it's not just, you know, the customer always has to be more valued than your time. That's just my opinion, because that's how what I was taught when I was in retail. Customer service is king.
Yeah, well, guess. Yeah, well, apparently some people think customer service also gives them a pass to be a fucking asshole.
Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. If you know, there's a line between, you know, there's a fine line there, and I guess I do see what you mean about that. Yeah, because there certainly are those asshole customers who are like, you're probably not worth your time. So yeah, I guess I could see your point there.
Yeah, it's just I just like it's not. Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm like it doesn't. Because anyone can attest to interacting with me on Twitter, I am not. I actually can be pretty pleasant. I just, oh boy, this just one job just grounded my nerves into fucking dust. I just don't want to.
Well, retail does that, man. Especially, I mean, it's not just because it's not just dealing with one customer, but it's dealing with customers over and over again, and having to deal with those bad customers over and over again. And I think it just, after a while, it just takes its toll on you.
Especially when a lot of them have the same.
Out, man.
Especially when a lot of them have the same fucking problem. And a lot of. I cannot tell you how many times they're asking for something that's in an aisle that they're already in, and they're just not looking hard enough. It's. Also, I think in retail, you should children should be treated as a safety hazard. Yeah, just, they are not even. I mean, I get it. They're little kids. Of course, they're not going to pay attention to their surroundings. I understand that. Doesn't make them less dangerous. I cannot tell you how many close calls I have had because some kid was running past me.
So where would your ideal job be then? Would you think?
Ideally, I'd be making
If you had to
comics
choose.
full-time. That would be which maybe that, and right now that might actually be possible. Like, and I just want anyone who's listening to get this. I do not hate the idea of customer service. I really believe you should go above and beyond to give people the best service possible. I just had a lot of crap to get off my chest.
That's fair. Yeah. It only takes one bad customer to ruin the rest of the day. That's, you know what I mean.
In my case, it's just repeatedly. Oh my god! Yesterday was awful. Yesterday was really bad. Yesterday, okay. So yesterday, this older couple comes in. Their husband is looking for this particular candy that we quote unquote have been out of for a long time. I'm complete deer in the headlights because they don't tell me this stuff. I don't have any. I've got no control over. He asks, "Do you have a scanner?" I don't have one. One. So one of my coworkers comes by. She does have one, and but she can't scan for when we're going to get more. And apparently, I don't know. Apparently, we haven't ordered more of that particular candy from the warehouse in a while. And he says, "Well, why don't you take the label off?" And she's like, "Well, because if we don't, then the department managers don't scan it, and we might need it again because we haven't been told that we can't take the labels off unless management actually tells us to." That's how it works in all the it took an assistant
autonomy at all.
It took an assistant manager to diffuse the situation. It was that bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's just standing there, and I'm like thinking, fucking Katie, just go the fuck away.
Well, I wish you much luck in getting a new job, man.
I'm just hoping I don't.
Sounds like you really need one. Hey, I didn't invite a third person on the podcast. What's that? Just kidding.
You didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, that's just like I am just okay.
So have you seen Joker yet?
Yeah, I didn't care. I don't care to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Any particular reason why, or?
I just don't care to go to movies much these days.
Yeah. When's the last movie you think you saw?
I know which one.
Yeah.
Last movie I actually went to see in theaters was Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that was only because I actually wanted to see it.
Yeah, that movie was good. I saw that twice. I love that movie. I was so pleased with it, man. You know, I think Rodon was my favorite creature in the film.
Yeah, it was
When
pretty good.
I love that part where he comes down from the volcano and just swoops down over the town, and his wings are like a nuclear blast, just like blowing everything away. I was like, oh Jesus, this guy's crazy. Or like when he's flipping around, tearing out the jets out of the air. Oh, spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't seen it. Oh. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, like in the original Japanese one, there were actually 2 Rodans, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that work?
Like, well, apparently they're like some kind of prehistoric species that survived, and but here's the thing: like, what the big threat of the movie wasn't the 2 Rodans specifically. It was because what they found out in that movie was that it was a male and a female Rodan. So you kind of see where the real threat was. You got a male and a female. Come on, this isn't hard. This ain't hard.
1 + 1 = 3.
Exactly. You're gonna you get exactly the real threat was them mating and making more. So what happened?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So the 2 Rodans, they were making a nest at a volcano, and the military just bombarded the shit out of it.
Does that ever work?
It did. Oh, it did. The female actually died in the lava flow. The male looked like he was about to escape, but instead he actually went back and died with his mate.
Kind of like yeah, okay, interesting.
Well, there's a thing. They might have been monsters, but they actually did care about each other, and they weren't willing to live without the other.
Right, I thought there's like a theme in this new movie where I think it's a terrorist who maybe says it, but he's like or no, maybe it's series someone says it, but he's like he's not a monster, he's a man. And I thought that was interesting, like kind of like saying like you know, he's such an immense being with this vast intelligence that's like he's not just some mindless creature, he's like it's like there's a semblance of an actual consciousness there. So I just thought that was an interesting.
I would say like there's some actual intelligence.
Right. I definitely think it shows intelligence. Which I thought that was cool. You know, seeing that it's like I don't know. It's been in the series for a while, I'm sure, but it's cool to see it put out there like that. You know.
Well, the thing is, like, I think the original Godzilla, they just sort of portrayed him as just this unstoppable monster. Like he was just like there seemed to be something about Godzilla in the original that made him actively vengeful against humanity. Then after a while, they started making him a good guy, and it got really goofy. When they did the Heisei series, they kind of wanted to take him back to his roots, but I think they kind of, I wouldn't say went a way of humanizing him, but more like developing Godzilla's character instead of making him just this angry, vengeful monster, they sort of made him like this. They made him seem more like an animal, like he's capable. He has some level of intelligence, but he's not just a monster. There's a thinking creature behind. There's a creature that thinks and feels there, and like I said, they didn't go around humanizing him. They just made him look like. They just kind of gave him a kind of. They found a way to develop him in a way without anthropomorphizing him. I think is the best way I could put that. And that's kind of been the model they've followed since then. Oh boy, I'm the only one here now. Okay, so Canales said much respect for mentioning martial law, favorite comic of all time. Gorgonite says, work in warehouse keeping for old people. It'll make you reevaluate whatever stance you have on euthanasia. I'm going to go on a limb and say, Gorgonite, you really like Logan's Run then. Last movie you saw in theaters was John Wick 3. I still haven't seen John Wick 2. I really need to fix that. Boy, I'm not. Help me out, guys. I am not good at carrying a show on my own. I need something to bounce off of. Well, originally, the idea was to show him as a consequence of being nuclear weapons, so and being yeah. That's got nothing on how they betrayed him in Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, though. He was fucking evil in that. Like, he wasn't just vengeful. He was out to cause as much suffering as possible. And he was enjoying every moment of it. Yeah, they just. I don't think people. If anyone has seen that, like I said, you are never going to see a Godzilla that's more evil than in GMK. Yes. He does not care if you're guilty or innocent. He is just going to crush you. And he's gonna love doing it. And I'm angry that Matt left me alone today. Seriously. Why is it for the past two shows when we're supposed to go on, I'm the one who actually shows up? He was just going through his teenage years, Brent, so it's understandable. You do know if you're referring to GMK there, Gorgonite, you do know that's in the Millennium series. Still beating heart. Yeah, the end of that movie, the only thing that survived was his heart. Come on, somebody. Shit. There's 3 people watching this. Where the hell? Three people watching, and the only one who's really giving me anything to work with is Gorgonite. Ay.
Oh, hey, you're still here.
Okay, good.
Sorry about that. What did I miss?
Me trying and failing to carry a show on my own.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. It's not easy.
I don't understand. I
Hmm?
just don't get it. I don't know if you ever listened to Bill Burr's podcast, but that guy can just talk about anything by himself for hours. I don't get how he does that.
Yeah, some people are just really good like that. Oh man.
I don't for one, I mean, I can talk. I am not a guy who can talk for hours on end. I kind of need somebody to bounce off of. Back when I sort of had this. Back when I was doing a podcast with a friend of mine named Sam. What worked about that was that Sam was the guy who could keep talking on and on and on, and I could just make quips at whatever he said. That was.
Who's that person in the Mythoverse?
Something people will kind of catch on talking to me is that I'm sort of a guy who just I like to say what I need to say and nothing else, and that's kind of how I write too. My character, I don't have my characters gabbing on and on a Brian Michael Bendis book. I describe my writing style as Brian Michael Bendis on opposite day. My writing is just, it's more punchy, it's more to the point. It's just say what I gotta say and leave it.
Would you say there's anybody in the Mythoverse group that is more wordy like that?
Not that I've caught on yet. Both Matt and Dan seem to have kind of a similar approach to dialogue. They're just say what the characters need to say, don't make it a speech.
Straight into the point.
Well, not just that. I mean, I think it's just more true to life. Most people don't talk like they're giving a speech. Each are going on a 1-page soliloquy. It's just I mean, the three of us, we kind of want our dialogue to sound authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And so we write it like how people talk. And like I said, most people, they're not. I mean, you do have people that can go on and on for hours, but people don't talk like they're giving speeches.
More dialogue based.
Sort of like that. It's just more. It makes me wonder, how does Brian Michael Bendis just write on and on just to see how many dialogue balloons he can squeeze into a page?
Sure feels that way sometimes, doesn't it?
No, it's just I have to wonder, has this guy ever thought about just writing a novel?
Then, yeah, I mean, you'd think so, but
I have to look this up. I gotta see if he's got any novels under his belt.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the, super wordy balloons, and one thing I really don't like, and maybe this is just me, but I've never been a big fan of the whole 6-panel shot where you see a character and they look practically identical in every single panel, and it just changes dialogue to show they're sitting there talking for a really long time. It's like, okay, kind of boring. Not
comics,
mix it up a little bit.
More comics. Come on. Yeah, I get it. He worked at Marvel for a gajillion years. Wikipedia. Seems how everything he's got is in comics, as far as I can tell. Doesn't say anything. Seriously, why don't you just write a fucking novel, Brian Michael Bendis? Fuck, I mean, I actually talked with Brian Edward Hill the other day, and he actually talked about that he's actually working on 2 novels right now. He's
Really?
going to say more about them next year, I think. I'll say this: that guy doesn't. That guy at least wants to try other things. And like he's, I mean, people know like Brian Edward Hill's got mostly script television writing under his belt. Like that's mostly what his background is in writing for television. I mean, like some people have probably read his comics. And
a lot of the comic guys end up doing TV writing as well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think he started in writing in TV and then he moved into comics. Probably just because he thought it'd be fun.
Interesting.
But yeah, but I've even had a couple conversations with him over Twitter. He's got like one idea for a script that he would like that if he can get it funded he wants to direct. And he is working on 2 novels right now.
Keep him busy, man.
Well, it's just more like I think he's just like I think he just wants to try as many things as possible.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I wanted to let you know real quick. My battery is dying. I'm
Okay.
trying to get to a charger, but if I lose you, that'll be why.
All right. Oh, I found Matt on Discord. I'm going to message him right now.
And if that does happen, you can just go ahead and say goodbye to everybody, and I will close it out on my end.
All right, fine. All right, All right, good. But yeah. Gorgonite says the only wordy comic I've been able to stand is Sunstone. I didn't even read Sunstone. I don't know, it's just like...
Not sure I'm familiar with Sunstone.
Let me rephrase that. I actually found panels of it on the artist's DeviantArt once. I just kept going through this, and it's like, okay, this comic is about BDSM. Yeah, this isn't for me.
Huh. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's like
Matt says he's in the waiting room for the past 10 minutes, Michael.
Oh. Well, why didn't anybody say anything? I got my hands preoccupied a little bit.
Thank you, Matt.
I couldn't notice him. Matt.
Am I in?
Are you gonna say something or just sit there?
Yeah, you're in, Matt.
Okay, good, because I did say something. It was in the private chat.
And whose fault is that?
Yours.
Oh yeah, blame it on me.
So that's what it means to be the boss. Everything's your fault.
True. The buck stops here, as they say.
Yep. Also, keep an eye on the private chat.
Well, I'm actually I'm mobile right now. I'm mobile, but I'm still holding my laptop. I must look like a crazy person. Wow, that guy's walking around with this giant laptop in the middle of the street, talking like a crazy person.
Do I want to know why you're walking around in the middle of the street and not?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm in San Francisco today. I'm meeting up with some friends, and we're going to go see the new Breaking Bad movie, El Camino.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a Netflix movie, but they're doing a limited release in theaters this weekend, which is exciting. Me and it's still my high school buddies, and we were so big on Breaking Bad. That was the big show. We would always the next day everyone would be so excited to talk about it and the newest episode and stuff. So it's kind of cool to get the old guys back together and go see this one. But I feel like I'm like the only one who watches Breaking Bad in the entire Wikid group for some reason.
I've seen it.
You did?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I just haven't rewatched it in a while.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, it's been. I probably only haven't seen it since it first came out. At this point, yeah. But how you doing, Matt? What are you
I'm
up
good.
to?
Been working on stuff, working on issue 2 script, working on 4 projects for the Mythoverse.
Nice.
How about you?
Been good. We were just talking about earlier about the magazine, and then me and Brett were talking about a little bit about where they were at with the Changeling, and then just talked a little bit about movies that Brett doesn't want to see.
I see.
I think okay, yeah, we were talking about like how we do not like how we how we kind of don't like the Brian Michael Bendis method of just cramming as much dialogue into a single panel as possible. And it seems, and as far as I can tell, like you, me, and Dan, we all kind of have a similar approach. Like just get the characters saying what they need to say and nothing more.
Yeah, I tend to keep the version of balloons to at most 20 something words per balloon, rather than 50 per balloon.
Yeah, I try to max out 50 words of a panel, and obviously I'll allow myself some exception there, some wiggle room, but that's just my general rule of thumb. And 25 words per balloon. That's just tell me keep under, because I'm a overwordy writer.
Yep.
I mean, like if you're the type of writer who can just write on and on and on and on, then you should just probably go write a novel. I don't think comics are for you.
I did write a novel.
You did? You wrote a novel.
Yeah, he did.
Neostar says, I usually can't stand excessive dialogue in stories, not unless there's a joke or something going on to offset it. Also, DC has old me on Bendis. It just now, most people are starting. Yeah. I think kind of feels to me like about, what was it, like 4 or 5 years ago, people finally caught on to the fact that Bendis was washed up.
Well, that's the thing. Marvel overused them, so
yeah. Now they're going to do the same thing to Donny Cates.
What? Oh
they're
yeah.
They're going to do the same thing to Donny Cates, man.
Yep. They can't hold on to talent, so they're going to use their best writer, the best artist, to the point where they're going to be washed up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, like they just I guess, yeah, it's just like they just hire it. Just if I had to guess, their method seems to be they just hire a bunch of writers, find out which one does the best, and then the best one just gets all the important books. And of course, the guy who gets all the important titles, he's like so excited because this is like my dream job. Does not realize he is being run through the grinder.
Yep. Which is really sad at the very end of it, because it's going to be so bad for their career.
There was a time, like I said, people give Brian Michael Bendis a style shit, and it deserves it, but I have to wonder, like, you go back to like his stuff with Alias and Daredevil, that actually works.
Yep.
And I looked up his Wikipedia page, and it said before he broke into superhero comics, he had his background in noir and crime comics. Like noir especially is a genre that sort of demands that you be a little bit overwordy. But the thing is, it's not like, I remember Razorfist talking about how the voiceover narration in film noir isn't just communicating the character's thoughts; it's street poetry.
Yeah.
Like if you ever go back and sort of read any of Raymond Chandler's Philip Marlowe novels, like there's something very kind of poetic in his prose.
Well,
Why are
that's
you being quiet now, Matt?
no reason. It's
Okay. Sounds like you had something to say now.
Yeah, until you started interrupting me.
Okay, we'll say it.
All right, so yeah, I think when it comes right down to it, that a writer will try to do something different with their style. But in the case of Brian Michael Bendis, it doesn't really work.
Well, I mean, like, I think it's more like his style was very suited to that particular genre.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to the newer ones, like with Ironheart, where it's a superhero comic involving a teenage girl.
Yeah.
So apparently, we can't hear Michael.
No, but he's not. He dropped out, so it's just you can't hear you.
Well, I'm curious about how they'll work out for the stream, because
let's see how long we go. Do you want to see how long we go?
Yeah.
All right, we'll just see how long we go till it just. We'll just see how long it goes till it just eventually dies. Okay, but yeah, like I said,
difficulties.
But yeah, it's like I would say the thing with Bendis is that his style of writing was very suited to that particular genre. Because, like I said, that overly wordy style that works in Alias, that works in Daredevil, kind of work. I mean, even Ultimate Spider-Man works to a point. Not as I wouldn't say as effectively.
Of course, but again, that has more to do with the change of the genre.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's not yet, and it's kind of like not every writer can write everything.
Nope, and Bendis can't really write outside of the noir genre.
I don't think he can even write. I don't know if I don't think he can even write that effectively now, just because it's, like I said, it's clear he's completely burned out.
Thank you, Marvel. You just look at all of the titles they had him write.
Yeah. There's another thing I remember. Sometimes you have that. I remember this just need to be added in. Wait, how do we? He says we need to be added in. I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, Michael, we can't add you in.
Yeah, I don't think we can. But yeah, back to where was I?
I'm trying to look.
Okay, I remember there was just one quote I came across online years ago. It's that there's some creators only have like one good story in them, and it's yeah. I can't think of any example off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, I got it. It's that guy who made the guy who directed Deliverance. He goes from that, and then he makes Zardoz.
Yep. So yeah, I don't see anything on here that can.
Yeah, Michael. I don't think we got the ability to let you in.
I don't even think he's paying attention to the stream.
Okay, Neostars says, to be fair, most noir stories use excessive dialogue to paint a picture or an add to the mood of the story. Like I said, it's not just that. It's like Yeah, I mean, like that's exactly what they do.
Yep.
Marvel burns out Bendis, and then Didio puts him on half the current DC book titles. I think the fact that he's even able to turn scripts in on time is amazing at this point.
Well, can you really say it's amazing when you're just writing whatever comes to mind?
I don't know. It just not off the top of my head. No, I can't.
Yeah. I think it's. So I think we're running. We're still going about Michael.
Yeah.
So
How long can it? I mean, how long can this thing go?
we could be the ones. It could probably still go on long after, because
Okay, so you're saying like if we both dropped out, this thing would still run? Do we even want to try that?
I don't know, Michael. Do you want to try that? Although I don't think he's going to pay attention to the stream.
So all I can say is I hope that what happened to Brian Michael Bendis never happens to us, and it probably won't because reason is we don't want to work at Marvel or DC.
Pretty much. We'll be running our own stuff and what we feel like doing.
I don't know. It's like I just have to be honest. I just have to think. I'm at this point where it's like if I was working at Marvel or DC, I would not consider that much different than working at. I would not consider that much different from working at McDonald's. It's like.
Okay, so I just sent Michael a message about whether or not he wants to start a new stream because of this whole issue.
All right, fine. All right, that's good.
Yep.
If not, we could at least keep it going till 11 and then call it good.
Yeah. And Neostar says that he saw Machi's cameo in the Mythosverse Chibi comics.
Yeah, I think everyone saw that.
Yep. It's
Raven was over the moon to see that.
especially with Baby Maeve. And Baby Maeve just destroying everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, but do you know where I got the idea to put Ever riding a tiny unicorn through the living room?
Yep.
Yeah, that's directly a reference to Invader Zim. It's from that scene in Enter the Florpus where Gur gets on top of a tiny horse and tries to ride up into battle, and then he gets taken out by a slight breeze. And then he floats off, and Zim yells, "You're terrible, Gur!" Gorgonite says, I've been making an effort not to be indulgent with the dialogue for Xanthos. It's not that I'm wordy per se. It's more like I want these characters to talk more because the dynamics between them all feels so good. I think it's just more like once you get into a rhythm, you kind of can't stop yourself.
No, definitely. So nothing yet from Michael. So I guess we're going on to 11.
Yeah, we'll just call it good at 11.
Well, that's a weird technical difficulty. So yeah, are you got? Did you bring up how Changeling had gone to editing?
Yeah, I brought that up at the top of the hour. I told Michael that Dan and Ginger are making the final edits to it. Yeah. I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say it's done when it's done.
Yep. So, not sure. And then after that, we're going to get the printed copies out into the wild. Well, that won't happen. Well, that won't happen until after we get the proofs and they all clear out.
Yeah, what's also good is Dan said he's going to. Now what Dan said he's going to do also is include a QR code in the printed copies, so that people who come across them can get into the Discord. Oh, there he is now.
Oh, hey, Michael.
It looks like he's surrounded by people right now.
Yeah, that's weird for when you've got time for a stream.
Well, he did say he was walking out in public.
Yeah.
Gorgonite says, "Oh, hold up. This is okay. Hold up. It's perfectly within." And those, I'm gonna go through the chat. Gorgonite says, Neostar says, "Good old Gur." Gorgonite says, "Plus, it's perfectly within Xanthos' character to talk just to herself, just to hear herself." Sounds like Xanthos is sounding like she's got a massive ego.
Yep.
Neostar says, "I can only guess the kind of movie that Althea disliked but Adobe enjoyed." Gorgonite says, "Okay, EBS," and it's sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm completely ghosting everyone for a whole fucking year and telling nobody what happened. And having nothing to show for my progress. Neostar says, "Either way, I'm looking forward to Changeling." Gorgonite says at Neostar, "White Chicks too."
Wow.
I like to think in my head, it was the movie that Adobe went to with her girlfriend at the start of Art of Knight Errant.
Oh boy. I thought that Adobe hated that movie.
That's the joke. She hates it in the proper mythoverse, but in Mytho Chibi she loved it.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah. That's the joke. That's how it is in my head. She dragged Althea to that movie.
Oh, that just sounds like it's horrible.
She went on and on for that chapter about how bad that movie was. And how
Yep.
what was it? I forget. What was the reason Rain took her? How did Rain talk her to going to see that movie again? I forgot.
Because of a mutual acquaintance telling them that was good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm alive. He's alive.
Neostar says, "I pretended it was Riserman versus Charger in the style of Batman v Superman and wrote my own parody."
All right, we're back on track.
How is it? I can't see that in the. That's weird. I'm looking at the page right now, and I'm not seeing it.
Huh.
That is weird.
You guys don't know what I've been through for you. Hello?
Yeah.
Don't pretend I'm not here.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, we can hear
Thank
you.
God. Okay. I had to run into a bookstore and borrow their charger to get my laptop back on to let myself into the studio.
Jeez.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, why do you have your own charger?
I do. Well, it is my charger, but it's for my laptop, and you know, as far as I'm sure they do, but I don't have a portable laptop charger.
Jeez.
I need to get one.
I got people at work. I got coworkers who show up with portable chargers.
Huh. Well, yeah, it's definitely worth the investment. That's for sure.
Yep.
So, what did I miss while I was gone?
Matt and I just try to keep, everything interesting. Gorgonite says she does have a big ego, but she's also someone able to outmuscle every other alchemist family and guild out of all Southern Europe. So.
Nice. Man,
Ego is still big. A character flaw is still a character flaw, Gorgonite.
well, that's true.
Just don't try to write her ego as a virtue. Who knows? Maybe we can shoehorn. Who knows? Maybe we can shoehorn Reiserman into being like a cartoon in the Mythoverse or something. I don't know.
Oh my god.
No promises.
I am having the worst luck, man. This is so lame. I cannot.
All right. Well, Matt and I were thinking about we were only going to keep it going until 11, and it's 2 past 11 right now. And why am I talking to myself right now?
I don't know. Why are you?
You know, there was only one spirit of dead air, and it's not. And the last time I checked, you do not have cherry red hair.
Well, maybe we should have Michael talk for a while. Since he was knocked out for a good while.
Yeah, now he's quiet. And now he's gone quiet again.
Yep. We have no host. And he's gone.
Why you me? Oh, he dropped again. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think I don't know about you. I think I'm ready to call it good.
Yeah, same. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Where'd my friends go? Hello? Here? Hello. Well, finally got the internet working. We're back on track here for the. But thanks a lot, you joiks. What a bunch of lousy friends you guys are. Well, anyway, guess that about wraps it up for this week's episode. I'll see you guys next time on the Wikid podcast, and we will talk to you soon. Stay wicked, everyone.